Some years it's better than others, no question. But I don't know if I look back over the last 20 years, I would venture to say that each year we're probably in the top 5 in assists. And assists have a lot to do with who you're passing it to as well. I mean, you could have kids that are great passers and they're passing it to me and you, and they're not going to get any assists. So the fact that we have pretty good players that are pretty good finishers, and I think it all contributes, to the whole picture. On our team, you don't have to worry about not getting it back if you pass it. If you pass it on our team, you're passing it to a kid who's pretty good, who's going to make that shot. And because of that, when you're open, a pretty good passer is going to pass it to you because you're going to make that shot. So we benefit from that. Other schools aren't as fortunate. They have a couple kids that can pass and they have a couple kids that can finish, and everybody does what they're good at. But it starts in the recruiting process, and then when they get here, you hope that they keep developing. But it's contagious. Passing is contagious. That's why we work really, really hard on, not allowing people to be selfish on offense. Because once you allow that, then it becomes part of your team. And we work really, really hard to prevent that.
That's special to have 100 assists. We were telling our team today, there's no point in trying to have an idea, a conceptual, or to understand their offenses, because it's precise. It's dealt with. You're dealing with concepts. These kids have great basketball IQs. They pass the ball well, which is the first thing that has to happen if you're going to be a team. Lots of people can individually score, but they can't pass it to anybody else. What he has great players that can score, they can pass, they can shoot, they've got range, they understand spacing, and they understand concepts. And when you have that, that's why even more when you talk about how do you stop them, especially when you talk about all five of these people that can do that, then you can't rely on any one person. How could you do that? So what we've got to do is, if we're dealing with man-to-man, we have to deal with now legitimate man-to-man principles. If we're dealing with zones, which is one of the questions that I had this morning when we went over the tape, I saw a few breakdowns and I wanted to understand, what were you thinking and why did this happen? Because we don't need to have that same mistake take place today. Not that any one of those things, the only cure-all for a Connecticut kind of team is to play great man-to-man defense. Because zones do this or that, but they don't take care of everything. The great thing about Connecticut is that they are this and that players. They can hurt you inside, they can hurt you outside. They can hit those drives. Although it's Mariah Jefferson that's doing that kind of attack, but these other guys read real well. So we're going to pick our poison and try to keep them off balance and do any number of things. And over the years, that we've been known to be zone teams. And then more recently, we've been much more of a man-to-man team, and I'm not sure how we're going to handle that this time because of the size and because for us to switch, for example, a small guard, a Sharita Parker at 5'6" on someone like Stewart, who, come on now. So we'll figure it out. We're going to try to figure out something.